Hey everyone, and welcome to another Magic the Gathering Arena Standard Best of 1 video. Today we are piloting one of the most popular archetypes in Mythic Ranked at the moment, and that is Mono Black Control. If you want to see how Mythic plays Mono Black, you've come to the right place. Let's start with the goal of the deck, which is to remove a bunch of our opponent's creatures, create a board presence of our own, and then overwhelm the opponent with a ton of value afterwards. So in terms of removal, we've got 4 cut down, 3 go for the throat, and 4 Liliana of the Veil. I think the only questionable cards here are, do you really want to play 4 Liliana of the Veil? And the honest answer is, for me, for the time being, yes. I think that Liliana's ability to just sacrifice a creature when we're already playing so much removal, it's fine. I think if you're not playing as much removal, at that point, maybe you want to consider doing something else, but I like this package personally. Then, in terms of our creatures, we've got a very nice curve, 4 Evolving Sleepers, 4 Tenacious Underdogs, 4 Graveyard Trespassers, and 3 Sheoldred the Apocalypse. One of the tastiest curves in Standard right now. If you can just go bang, 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 there's not a lot your opponents can do. You'll also see in our value pile, we've got 3 Reckoner Bankbusters as well. Drawing cards, of course, but if you play a turn 2, say, Reckoner Bankbuster, and then a turn 3 Tenacious Underdog or Graveyard Trespasser, yes, these have Summoning Sickness, but you can use these to crew the Reckoner Bankbuster and get in for 4. Really, really good tempo play. Other ones we've got here, 2 copies of Sorin the Mirthless. Really good for card advantage, but can also create a board presence with the 2/3 black vampires with flying. And lifelink, more importantly. Mono red aggro and decks that just want to get your life down as quickly as possible. Get this out on turn 4, make a vampire. A lot of the creatures in Mono Red will have 2 power, which is 1 less than the 3 toughness of the Black Vampire. So requiring them to use a Lightning Strike on the Black Vampire creature token will still effectively gain you 3 life. So it's a good addition. And 4 Invoke Despairs as well. You could put this in the removal, but this is such a tempo play. They lose life, you draw cards. It's the best of the invoke cycle by some distance, and any less than 4, especially when you're playing mono color, is a mistake. There's the mana base, 2 Takenumas instead of the traditional 1, just to get that extra bit of dig. Also, putting Tenacious Underdogs in the graveyard is never a bad idea, and you can also feed your Graveyard Trespasser, so win-win all round. And then 1 Field of Ruin if we just want to get rid of, say, a Plaza of Heroes or a Mishra's Factory, stuff like that. Let's see how the deck does. Let's get into the games. But before we do, don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more Magic the Gathering content. Let's go. All right, we're going first. No plays until turn 3 with the Graveyard Trespasser, but at least we have the 3 swamps. It's a questionable keep on the draw, but I think on the play we can keep it. Hopefully we don't get punished. We'll just have to see how it goes. If we see Mountain... Okay. Instead, we draw Reckoner Bankbuster, which is a really good start for us. Can't argue with that. So, opponent's still not doing anything. I'm going to play the Graveyard Trespasser here. I'm going to crew this up. And attack for 4. Looks like our opponent does not have Destroy Evil. They might have something like Brutal Cathar, but if they play out a Brutal Cathar here, we do have the Liliana. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I'm incredibly tempted to just play out Sheoldred here. No creatures in the graveyard, so I'm just going to crew 3 again. I'm going to tap Sheoldred. At this stage, they might not want to draw 2 cards, because if they draw 2 cards, well, they're on 5. They've got Portal to Phyrexia, congratulations. If we draw Swamp, we get Invoke Despair. What can they do here? Repair, recharge? Yeah, looks like they can. It's not over, even if they do manage to get that out. They're thinking about it. What are they thinking about? Sunset Revelry. Okay. They don't get to draw a card. Backup Fable of the Mirror Breaker. They're really digging here. Okay. Gonna invoke some Despair. And we get a backup Invoke Despair as well. Gonna attack with everyone. Let's see what we've got. I'm gonna get rid of the Portal to Phyrexia. Gonna force them to have something here. Yeah, that's fine. We still have Invoke Despair for next turn. And it will get rid of, because it says enchantment, it will get rid of their second Fable. There's a Jingataxis. Not today. Not today. Oh yeah, I had a lot of fun. Alright, opponent's going first. We have quite the aggressive hand here. I guess our only fear is what happens if we don't get a third land. Because other than that, we have the perfect opener. This deserted beach tells us that it's either soldiers or control. Looks like it is control. Esper Legends, maybe? Could be. Ooh. Could not tell you. Could not tell you. I don't think there's any point playing Liliana at this point. Just gonna upgrade it once. I'd like to instead keep this Reckoner Bankbuster open. Do an exploration. Ah, could be Domain. They've kept 2. Okay, remember we've got Liliana. Just the joint exploration so far. There's Sorin, okay. I have no idea what my opponent's playing, but it looks fascinating. Spyro's headquarters. We will draw a card. Oh, this is very irritating. I am just going to attack for 2 here. I really need to hit my land drop, that's the thing. I'm going to draw a card. Okay, we did get there. I'm also going to attack Sorin. Going to upgrade my Evolved Sleeper.
Fight. I'll fix that.
Looking forward to seeing what our opponent does. I assume it's... Oh, there's Wandering Emperor. That's unfortunate. Okay. I think the play is to go to attackers, force them to use this Wandering Emperor that we know they've got. Fateful Absence. Interesting. Alright, we'll play this Sheoldred then. We'll end the turn. They've got to do something. Honestly, super surprised. Yeah, sure. Artifacts, creatures, enchantments, graveyards. Yeah? Well, I've got Invoke Despair, right? So why do I care?
You wish to know my secrets? Very well.
Let's just do this. And then next turn I can play another Invoke Despair. There's Kaito. Yeah, sure.
There are many secrets I don't... I've got all kinds of connections.
We will cut this down. I'm going to play out this land because I want to play around Make Disappear. I'm just going to keep on playing Invoke Despairs. Well, the Wandering Emperor's going. Okay. And then next turn I can play out Invoke Despair and then Liliana.
Phyrexia is the multiverse's synthetic destiny.
Okay.
You do not write this story.
There's no secret I can't uncover.
Reckoner Bankbuster? Yeah, sure. Let's just play a third one. Opponent's going to be really irritated with us at this point. There's the fourth one. Okay. Gonna force him to discard that card.
This is my home, and I don't appreciate it. Touch my things.
This, I mean, listen, that was an incredibly lucky draw. I'm sure there'll be plenty of games later on where I'm just going to do nothing and we get really angry. But we'll take the good luck now. We'll take the good luck now. Okay, our first opponent, numbered opponents of the day. We have a good hand, so we're going to keep it. Lots of ways of dealing with their stuff. Opponent goes down to 6. That tells me we might be up against Gruul. There's a really good Gruul aggro deck out there at the moment. Naya humans? Could be Naya humans. Let's see how they want to deal with this. They don't. So we're going to play out the Tenacious Underdog. So even though, like, websites will call this deck mono black control, there's not really much control about it, to be quite honest with you. Like, you can punish super slow starts. Don't know what my opponent's waiting for. Might just not have the best hand. A Braid, okay. Yeah, we'll allow that. I think our opponent was right in that we weren't going to play. We weren't going to upgrade any further. Okay, there's a Sheoldred. Well, I don't know what our opponent was doing, but Mana Flood maybe? It's hard to tell. Alright. Very aggressive opening hand here. Evolve Sleeper, Reckoner Bankbuster. Into Lily, into Sheoldred. There is the old question, oh, what happens if we don't draw a third land? But I think with Evolve Sleeper and Reckoner Bankbuster, we won't be worried too much. Opponent did go down to 6 cards. Nah, we'll see. Could be the Mire. Let's see what they want to do here. Let's upgrade. Force them to have cut down. Yeah, that's fine. They did go down to 6, remember? Now, if we don't draw land, it is Reckoner Bankbuster time. Ooh, Rakdos. But we do, so we're going to play out this Lily.
Enough with the mysteries.
So we're going to get them to sacrifice a creature.
One of your friends has to leave.
Remember, with Mono Black, it's all about tempo. What play is going to make the biggest impact on the field? That's a really good draw for them. It's a really good draw. There's Takenuma. We're going to discard a card. We're going to discard the Reckoner Bankbuster here.
We'll have things we'd rather.
No attacks. Pass the turn. A reason why I didn't discard Sheoldred is because they probably would have something like Go for the Throat. So I have no problem keeping the second Sheoldred. They're going to be sorry. They're going to be very sorry.
Knew this was a waste of time.
Alright. Going to end turn. We're going to keep the Swamp in our hand. Yeah. Unsurprisingly, what do they have? No, there's no way they have of killing this. And they have to draw a card. Like, what can they have? Play with fire? That's fine. They don't have it. Down to 11. Gonna play out the swamp. Unfortunately, it is now going to be nighttime. We are in a tad bit of trouble. They can now drain us for 2. Where's Lily? Yeah. Oh my days. This is what I was talking about, you see. Oh. There's a Blood Tithe Harvester. Okay. Tenacious Underdog. I am going to use this Field of Ruin now. I want to search for a swamp, but it also gets another swamp out of our deck, and it means that there's not a big chance that it is a slightly less chance of us drawing another land. Well, that happened. Okay, not going to attack here. There's not much point. See what they want to do. Puts them down to 5. They need to be very careful here. Don't know about that one, Chief. I was in so much trouble. I was genuinely in so much trouble. I do wish they would show us what we were going to draw. That's something I miss from Magic the Gathering Online, is that you could draw additional cards afterwards to see what would happen. I guess that's what happens when you have an unanswered Sheoldred. I think they could have definitely recovered, but that's just me. Alright, going first, nice reactive turn 1 play with Cut Down into Tenacious Underdog into Graveyard Trespasser. Some really nice draws so far, I'm not going to lie. Looks like we could be playing, oh, I don't know, Selesnya. Enchantments is a good shout. I am going to play out this Reckoner Bankbuster because turn 3 I can play Tenacious Underdog, keeping Reckoner Bankbuster open. And also if they are playing Selesnya Enchantments, I want access to Cut Down. That's my thinking there. Overgrown farmland is usually Selesnya. Yeah, I am going to do this. Going to play out the Tenacious Underdog. I am going to cut this down now. I'm going to crew this up. Going to smack him in the face for 4. Jukai Naturalist. Makes me sad because by killing this Jukai Naturalist, he gets Karmi of Transience back. But I think it's the right play. Yeah, we're going to continue using the Reckoner Bankbuster to attack. It's annoying. It's an annoying interaction, but it's a necessary one. Now Karmi of Transience plus, I don't know, Spiritual Companion. Interesting. I could do something like Graveyard Trespasser here, but instead what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to play out Sorin the Mirthless. I'm going to plus Sorin. And I think I'm putting it in my hand regardless. Yeah, I'll reveal it. We will crew up. Like, what else am I going to do? I don't want to leave it untapped, do I? There's another Karmi of Transience. We do have Invoke Despair. There's Catilda. Yeah, I'm gonna Invoke Despair here. Which one are you going to sacrifice, sir? Hallowed Haunting has to go. Yeah, let's screw this up. They'll probably block here, right? Yeah. At this stage, I'm happy to create a vampire token. I have Sheoldred in my hand.
You fight for me now.
Oh, here we go. Yep. That's a really timely draw. really timely. I'm gonna do this anyway. Yep, put that into my hand. Kill this. Bye-bye that. Yeah, we can kill here. Grow up again. Oh, look at that. What an insane deck. This deck's so damn good, man. This deck's so damn good. Alright, going first. Very low curve here. Could run into a bit of trouble if we don't draw a land, but I am going to keep this. As always, I will look to bring out the Reckoner Bankbuster before I play the Tenacious Underdog. Mono red. Okay. Absolutely not. We'll stop that nonsense before it begins. Okay. So, just as a reminder, we do run 25 land. Let's see what else our opponent wants to do. Another Reinforced Ronin. Nice. That is annoying. 17. We do get the land. I'm going to play out the Tenacious Underdog. But I'm not actually going to attack here. We are the control player. We just need to be really patient. Yep.
Listen, pal, I'm with the Gatewatch, so you might as well give up already.
Cool. Getting slowly pinged.
Give a toast?
And hey, if they
I'd love to.
reinforce Ronin this, that's fine. If they attack, that's a massive mistake. Yeah, they realized. They did realize. Okay. Don't get what we want, so instead I'm going to see if we can draw a card. No attacks, we'll end the turn. That's really unfortunate. I really don't want Chandra to get to -7. That's the thing.
Aw, you're looking a little singed.
I need to deal with that ASAP. That can take the game away from us. Defiler of Instinct, 4/4 first strike. But more importantly, the Reinforced Ronin, they will attack here. And I will kill it. I will happily block here. Go for the throat. Ah, this is not good. The good news is that our opponent only has 3 cards left in hand. And if we can go draw, that would be great. Sorin the Mirthless, if we do get a land, it will be Sorin the Mirthless, and we will +1 him to see what we get. And we will need to just take it. If it's a 3rd Invoke Despair, like, we're just going to have to go, okay.
This is a warning shot.
That changes things. It's still Sorin the Mirthless, but it's probably the Vampire instead. Get some life back. Okay. It's going to have to be the second Tenacious Underdog here. I'll be amazed if we get to keep this. We're going to end the turn. And depending... We basically want to hold on to this cut down. And we're hoping the Thundering Raiju will aim to put a counter on the Voldarian Epicure. Or they play a haste creature and then they put a counter on that. We'll see what their plan is. But it's not looking good. We don't have any ways of stopping Chandra from ultimating is the problem. It's not looking good. And this is the first game where the draws have not been kind to us. But that's okay. It's Magic the Gathering, isn't it? Sometimes you get god draws and everything goes your way. And sometimes you get mana screwed. And this happens. Opponent's really thinking here. I don't know why they're in the tank. Who are they targeting? Themselves. So I'm just going to cut this down anyway. Number of modified creatures you control other than Thundering Raiju. Cool. I am going to have to give up the Reckoner Bankbuster. And if they play another creature next turn, we can use Liliana's -2 ability, and we'll have to smack Chandra. Interesting. Did they have it all along? Yeah, they're going for it. That's right. I think that's correct. Okay. Put Chandra down to 4. We're going to play Graveyard Trespasser. Going to look to gain a life. We will get rid of the Thundering Raiju. If they can't play a spell, that'd be amazing. We can't really afford for... We can't afford to not attack with Graveyard Trespasser. We need to be gaining that 1 life. You are just attacking here, right? Don't think they've read Thundering Raiju. Yeah, we drew nothing. We just drew nothing. That's the reality of this deck. We'll good game them. But I'm gonna keep that in because even though we drew 1 land the entire game, we stayed in the game for a long time, and that's just the power of this deck. If we drew a land at some point, we are off to the races, and there's not a lot an opponent can do to stop us. Alright, up against another numbered opponent in the form of Sanras. This is not a good hand. Go for the throat, Bankbuster, 2 Invoke Despairs. It's very reactive. Doesn't really do anything for us. I think there are better 6s than this 7, so I'm going to mulligan. Yeah, we'll keep this. Invoke Despair goes to the bottom. It's, again, not great if we're up against control. This is an auto-lose, but if we're up against an aggressive deck, we stand a chance. Mono Blue. Interesting matchup. I think Mono Blue has the edge against Mono Black. That's my personal opinion. I think because our opponent is a Mythic player, this is probably getting Essence Scattered or Mate Disappeared. Yep, there we go. Because our opponent's a Mythic player and Mythic numbered, I don't think they'll play a naked Haughty Djinn. There we go. We could see if we can cheat out a Liliana.
Nobody knows Dominaria's shadows like me.
We're not going to discard anything. We are going to end the turn. We want Liliana out. Mono Blue has no way of interacting with Liliana of the Veil. No, nothing they can do with Liliana of the Veil. Haughty Djinn. You got it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to -2 it. I'm going to -2 Liliana, and if they try and use a Shore Up or a Fading Hope, yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
Do I play out the second Lily? No, I don't think I do. I'm going to end the turn. What could they have? The fact that I got the Make Disappear out, there's a backup Haughty Djinn. Just going to go for the throw of that now. They didn't have a counter, so I'm just going to play out Sheoldred. I could just plus Liliana here and get rid of the second Liliana of the Veil. Happy to do that. Opponent discarded an island. Really looking to Fading Hope, but the three Sheoldred triggers are going on. That's still happening, my friend. Put them down to 8. I have neither the need nor the desire to play out a second Sheoldred or to minus Liliana to discard it. So I am going to eat that Haughty Djinn and end the turn. Yeah, Liliana being available just completely wrecks them. That's the only reason why I won that matchup, is because Liliana went out unopposed, and at that point, Liliana plus a removal backup is just too powerful for them to deal with. I feel sorry for the opponent. They had a good draw until I just turned out I had a better one. Alright, last game of the video. We are against I Am Hacks. Oh dear. Oh, don't want to come up against a guy called I Am Hacks. We have a very nice curve here. Evolve Sleeper into Tenacious Underdog into Liliana, so we're going to keep. Looks like we might have the Mire on our hands. Don't be surprised to see a cut down here. Interesting. We are just going to get this out now. Land into land is not great. Going to present them a better cut down target than what they were previously offered. Infernal Grasp. I think Infernal Grasp is an interesting call in the Mono Black Mire. Don't mind me destroying lands.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit when you... Off you go.
Very unfortunate if our opponent now just windmill slams a Sheoldred. We can both discard a card.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Gonna give this Death Touch. Think they forgot Death Touch is a thing? Oh no, not nighttime. There's Sorin. Just wait till he finds out I've got Invoke Despair.
You deal with this annoyance.
Whee! Opponent missed a land drop, and I think that's the difference. I think that's genuinely the difference. Also, blocking with Concealing Curtains when Evolve Sleeper has Death Touch, not the way to go. Read the cards. For the first time in a long time, genuinely, no changes. No changes to a deck I'm piloting. This deck is disgusting. Things you might want to consider, but I personally would not for the time being until I see changes in the meta. Consider going down to maybe 1 or 2 Go for the Throats and putting in Infernal Grasp instead. We might see these sort of artifact decks come back as a really sick mono-green artifact deck that plays things like Clay Champion, Teething Wormlet, Patchwork Automaton. It's really good. I'm thinking about piloting it next, but yeah, that's the only change I'd really consider. I like the package. There's an ongoing conversation about Liliana of the Veil. Lots of mono black decks actually play 0 copies of this. I personally can't see myself not playing 4. It's too good. It's just too good. You're either playing this or Phyrexian Fleshgorger. It's one of the two. And both have their merits. I think if the meta becomes more creature heavy again, if we begin to see more Azorius soldiers, for example, make its way back into the meta, I think that's when we would perhaps consider playing Phyrexian Fleshgorger. But when you're already playing so much removal, it's fine. It's fine. Although neither cut down nor go for the throat deal with Phyrexian Fleshgorger. So just watch out for that. It is something that exists. All the other numbers I think are correct. The only game we lost was the Mana Screw game, and if we drew one more land, we're talking about a very, very different outcome for that match as well. I didn't really get to show off Takenuma, simply because I more often than not just played it as a land. Although, again, I don't consider cutting them for 2 more swamps. It's still really good for putting things in the yard. Remember, you have things like Tenacious Underdog. You have things like Graveyard Trespasser that cares about things in the graveyard. It's really good. Field of Ruin, We only used it once, and we used it to destroy a dual-coloured land. I still think it's worth putting in. There's targets. I mentioned Mishra's Workshop earlier, or whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called. But there's also Plaza of Heroes. There's the secluded, secluded courtyard. That's a really good target for Field of Ruin. Any dual lands is a good not fixer. It's a good sabotager, let's say. Especially with us seeing more tricolored decks out. Esper's seeing a lot of play. Grixis that I displayed on Monday, that's seeing a lot of play. I'm happy with the deck, and I don't say that every day. Thank you very much for watching. If you got to the end, I really appreciate it. Really helps with the algorithm and showing that people care about this content. Don't forget, as always, to like the video, subscribe for more. Until then, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Bye-bye.